Hello and welcome back to the next episode of the Aurora C# Uncut Let's Play series. In today's episode, we're going to build on from the excitement of last episode where we discovered an extremely valuable system, Alpha-Centauri, and aptly named as well, as if you guys don't know. This is where obviously New Solaris and all that stuff was in in that timeline, and it's also part of the channel logo. The below the bird or the eagle is the Senate and people of Centauri. So it's quite apt that we were getting this amazing system. So let's just go through it again real quick because I want to refamiliarize myself with how amazing. Well, look, we got one that there were aliens, and two that of the amount of minerals and the amount of habitable planets and moons and all of this stuff. So on the second star, this is closest to the jump point. We have the third planet, which is a desert mountain world, which is literally one of the best planetary terrain types. We can also potentially modify this into jungle, and this could then that is the best modifier. It basically 3x's your fortification level for ground combat, and it's insanely powerful in that regard. Very close to Earth, got a very close gravity. Is tidally locked, unfortunately, but it does have an abundance of uranium, which we are surely lacking, as we only have about 120,000 worth of uranium currently on Earth. So that is something we'll need to mine. We then have a few gas giants here of various accessibilities and quantities, which will be useful for refueling. Then we move on to the first star. The first star, we have alpha-centauri A1 with either more uranium at a better accessibility, neutronium and corundium at 0.8 there. It's a liquid world, basically an archipelago at this point. 97.8% of the planet is liquid. Liquid water, thankfully. But it's not tidally locked, and it's got a nitrogen oxygen atmosphere that is practically breathable. We just need to up that by a couple ticks, and then that'll be a breathable atmosphere. Then we have a dormant construct, as we can see, which could give us great research, and a ruined city, which we'll need to excavate. I've already put research in for ground units and ground forces for that. We then have the second planet, or the gas giant here, 19 million thorium, and there's also various moons with quite a few minerals on them as well. Then the third planet, which has also got a nitrogen oxygen atmosphere, and could easily be made with some more dedicated effort into a habitable world. And then we've got a few dwarfs, which are not really too important. So overall, an extremely good system, especially because of how close it is to Sol. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. Now I'm going to bring up Aurora electrons. I've been using this quite a bit this game, just so that we can get an idea of what is on the way. So we've got an unexploited ancient construct. Current research will have our jump stabilization module done somewhat shortly. That will then allow us to make jump stabilization stations, which we can then tug to begin stabilizing an immediate way into this system, and we can start colonization efforts. Our 2 Burgundy class troop transports will be done in about 124 days. Then we have research currently going on here for ground combat stuff, and we're also upgrading various military shipyards. So overall, very good. So let's get right into the episode. First thing I need to do is assign this laboratory. I am going to assign that to here, assign new. And we're just going to kind of wait here for our jump stabilization module to get completed. And we also have our ships currently surveying Alpha-Centauri. Our galaxy map currently looks a bit like this. Not much in this thread. There is some stuff, but mainly stuff Alpha Centauri. So I'm going to focus every effort we have on Alpha Centauri. That includes our survey vessels. That includes everything else. So our jump stabilization module just completed. So we're going to make a jump stabilization station. So let's go jump stabilization. We want to put in our module. There we go. There we go. So that'll take us about a year to stabilize our way through. So that'll take us 2 years to stabilize the entire thing, which is quite significant. I should have gotten the other jump stabilization module, so that's a little bit of a mistake. Though the benefit, of course, is we can have a much smaller station, obviously. So that helps significantly. It's also a lot cheaper. And overall, it's not a very costly thing to have at all. I'm going to immediately build 2 of these. I'm going to put that into the shipyard fleet. So I'm going to build. I think I'm going to build 2. Yeah, 2 of these will be fine. That's that's only 1,200 build points. So now I'm going to take these 2, attach them. I'm going to grab our tugs. So let's have a look here. I want you to take this one, tractor this boy to alpha-centauri, and the alpha-centauri jump point, and then I'm going to have this guy take the other one to the other jump point. So tractor this one, head over to here, and then refuel. Now, one thing we do have to obviously be a little bit careful of is that, you know, that if we stabilize everywhere, then well, aliens can obviously come through that, and we don't want that. And Empire now definitely knows the existence of aliens, so we want to be thinking a little bit about that. So yeah, let's get that all sorted out for us there. Now, in terms of in terms of terraforming, we do have those 2 ships being built, those 2 terraforming stations. Those will be done in 2152, so that'll be in quite a long way away. So we may have to assign some more production to that. In terms of our mining situation, our stockpile is fine. We are continuing our mining on Mercury. Now, I'm considering that we may want to send over some installations or something else. I'm going to have this destination colonist. I want more people going into Mercury. Oh, did we complete the... Yeah, we completed the jump stabilization module, of course. Yes. Now, considering the amount of minerals or other things we found, I'm going to get our research into getting us better mineral production, or mineral mining rate, just because I think that's going to be very, very important moving forward here. So, JSS 1, you're stationed at alpha-centauri, begin your immediate stabilization of this jump point. Thank you very much. And so we'll get that fully stabilized. Something else I want to consider doing here is that we can, if you didn't know, you can make Lagrange points, and there already is one here. We can make a Lagrange point in the inner system, and that would allow our ships, like our colony ships and stuff, to take a massive shortcut. If we look at the distance here, we're talking about 2 billion kilometers. It's not that far away, but over time that will really save a lot of efficiency, and it will also mean that it's you only have to go 2 billion. So from here to there, you're going nearly 5 billion kilometers when you could just go 2 billion and you'd make the same journey. So that would cut our travel distance in half. So that is definitely something I want to be thinking about. We complete construction of the Burgundy. How is construction equipment coming? That'll take a long time. So will xenology, because that takes 5,000 research points apparently. That is a lot of research points when you're playing at 20% research rate. Okay, we should finish up our gravitational survey here very soon. The FSRS, Jesus Christ, that name is actually hurting me. Let's have you go and explore the other jump point. There's only a single jump point out of the system, it looks like, which is very, very promising. JSS Cornwall has completed its orders, so I'm going to have it then transit. You can transit, of course, and stabilize the other end, and then I'm going to have this guy begin stabilizing this point here. We've got a system of Greenbridge, 10 billion kilometers. Wow, what's the distance between the inner to the outer? 20 billion kilometer distance. Okay, we could, I mean, if this system's got some decent stuff, we could put a Lagrange point here, and then we can use that Lagrange point and just boop, boop, boop. Okay, so let's have a look at the system, please. I would like to know. So let's just close that and then reopen. So, another desert mountain world with nitrogen oxygen atmosphere on the first star. Very nice. Tidally locked pressure. Got some carbon dioxide we'll have to get rid of, and also have to increase the oxygen supply, but that should bring everything into order because the CO2 is... Wow, that's a lot of nitrogen. Holy crap, that's a high pressure world. We can only... max pressure for humans is 4 atmospheres. But so we'll remove the carbon dioxide and you increase the oxygen somewhat, and then that'll be a completely habitable world practically. Of course, we will have to add water, but another desert mountain world. Over here, we have various gas giants. Nothing too important here, so we may consider going to this world, but it's nothing too important. We've also got a methane world over here. We've got 50 billion population capacity. Okay, well, let's have a look at the system. I'm gonna send the FRSS Paulette Diaz back to Alpha Centauri. Just because there's one last Lagrange point here, not Lagrange, survey location, my bad. Survey location. Once you're done with that, we'll order him to sort. Okay, aliens. So we do have aliens. The question is, what kind of aliens? Precursors. Okay. So I'm gonna set these as precursor. And I'm going to rename this race to Hostile Xeno Race. And we are going to order our ship to get the hell away. Luckily, we have no active sensors on. They do. So that means that we can head immediately back home. The good news is that obviously they're precursors. So that means that they're not going to be able to leave the system. The bad news is that means that Alpha Centauri is effectively blocked off. Though you could say that's a good thing, because any alien NPR race who does actually try to come through will have to fight the precursors to get to Alpha Centauri. So, yeah, I'm going to order the, where is it? Yeah, I'm going to order you immediately back home. Go back to Alpha Centauri, go to Sol, refuel and resupply, and then head to Lumen. You can assist with exploration there. We cannot fight these at the moment, but these could be a good potential test of our military strength. But yeah, we have confirmed alien life, which is very interesting. Run away, run away. They won't be able to detect us, hopefully, because yeah, we were quite a distance away, and we picked them up in EM. We didn't turn on our actives, so we shouldn't have been emitting very much, if any, actual signatures. So now let's go back to Sol. How long until we can get our Alpha Centauri stuff sorted out here? We're looking at 211 days until we can get that. Okay, cool. Finishing up gravitational survey of the system. Cannot carry out current orders. Yes, I understand. Let's head you to Lumen. Please. There we go. Okay, and that's a full gravitational survey of Alpha Centauri. So there's a single other jump point besides Sol into this, which is actually really good. It could have been like 5, and that would have been a nightmare. There's one here, and that leads to the precursor worlds. So I'm going to designate this as Hostile Xeno Race. We're going to immediately military restrict all access to this system. Miscellaneous military restrict access. Yes, and block auto movement route to that system. Let's also turn on some of our display options. So surveyed body, survey location points, fleet locations, maintenance locations, ground survey, security status, alien control is what I want to look for. There we go. So now we can see the alien control system, the Crusader precursors. Okay. Let's send the Polo to Lumen. I'm being very conservative than I normally do with my exploration efforts, but I just, I don't want to risk anything too hard here. Okay, so the Gradoir just finished. Let's send you to Tau Ceti to finish off that exploration there. Once we have this, we can start bringing in civilians and transporting in supplies to the nearby worlds. And start immediate colonization efforts. I want to get this uranium. That's going to be a priority for me. And also the corundium. That's also going to be another priority. Research into that. Okay, I'm going to put the rest into getting us better mining, because that is going to be significant. Because that's a 20. Currently, we mine 10 tons. We mine 10 tons, right? That extra 2 or 12 means that we'll mine 20% more. So that is a significant increase if you really think about it, right? Steel capacity upgrade. How are our shipyards doing? So we have our 1,000 ton, and then we have 5,000 ton, 10,000 ton, and 15,000 ton. Good. Speaking of that, now that we have actually seen enemies, or quote-unquote enemies, I'm going to actually get research on the way. I want to go into railguns early on because they're generally the best cheap weapon. We do have carronades, but I want to be using railguns, realistically speaking here. I think we already have the 10 centimeter, which is interesting, and we also have the base railgun launch velocity technology. So we can actually build some point defense boats with railguns. Which they're okay, but they're not great. I think 15 centimeter railguns will be enough for like a destroyer. So, once the composite guys are done, I'm going to have them begin research on missiles. But composite armor is obviously very important. Okay. How is Mercury doing, by the way? Yeah, so we now have a bunch more people on the planet. Yeah, a bunch more. So I'm going to send over, what is that, 50,000 again? Um, I'm gonna send over 40 mine. Yeah, another 40. No, let's send over 80 mines. I think that's fine. So cargo, load, mines, and then we'll unload those straight over to Mercury. Very, very good. Refuel, and I'll make sure we repeat that a good 9 times. Just because Mercury's really getting us everything we need right now. Of course, we're going to need a lot more mines, so we're going to be mining this system out, so we'll have to consider that significantly. We complete orders. That now means Mercury should have 280 mines. They have pretty much their entire population now working in the mines. How is that governor doing, by the way? Mining is going to be very, very important to us here, obviously. Yeah, you can get 20%, in fact. So now we're mining 10,000 tons worth of resources, 3,000 tons worth of corundium every year, which is plenty, plenty, plenty. What do you mean the manufacturing efficiency is down? Are they not happy? They are not. We need more military vessels. I see. You can have another one of these. Like, these are god-awful vessels, but they do the job, and that is what we need. We need them to do the job. But we will need to get an actual military stuff sorted out. Okay, we have completed. So now that we have a connection to alpha-centauri that civilians and our freighters can go through, we can start doing a few things. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of these tugs, go to alpha-centauri, grab the Cornwall, tractor it over. Let's have a look here. In the first, gas giant, 41,000. So this gas giant is going to have to be the place where we build it, because the bigger the body is, the easier it is to build the Lagrange point. What's it called again? The second planet? Yeah, it's the second planet. We're going to release it, head back to Seoul, and then we're going to refuel. Then I'm going to order for this cargo group to load in infrastructure. Then go to alpha-centauri, unload that on B3, and that'll take us 60 days to unload that. We can load, 80 infrastructure, so we're going to load 800. Let's start with 800 infrastructure to start with. Oh, yes, my apologies. I did not set this up correctly. Refuel, repeat 9 times, please. So that'll take quite a few years to get through, but yeah, we should be okay with that. Cornwall's complete orders at Lumen. We should be able to now sort that one out and have him go through the Lumen jump point and then stabilize on the other end for us. Good. Okay. The first Cornwall has been established. Let's start stabilizing Lagrange point here. That's going to take us, how long will that take us? 300, it's going to take us about a year to sort that Lagrange point out, which is pretty good. Cargo group coming in here soon. I think we're going to have to upgrade our cargo fleet at some point, so that is something I'll have to consider. We are going to be going up to improved nuclear pulse somewhat soon, so that is definitely something to consider. Okay, now we've established a colony here. I'm going to tell them that Mercury's now off limits in terms of sending colonists. If you want to send colonists, you're going to have to send that to B3, which now has people on it. And B3 is going to be our naval outpost here and also a mine for uranium. But I don't really think it'll be our primary place just because it has low accessibility, and I want the inner planets, and it's much harder to terraform. But because it's a mountain world, we can definitely make a naval base and outpost on it. Let's have you sort that out. Breathable atmosphere, yeah. There is other stuff that I will actually move in as well, and that's going to be refueling stations and various other things. So that is what I'm going to do. Now, let me bring up the mineral transportation capacity. 750,000. We're gonna need we're gonna need like 250,000 tons of capacity to move our refueling stations, all that other stuff. So I'll wait until the cargo group's done before we start doing any of that kind of stuff. Okay, here come all the colonists, the great colonists coming in to colonize the first world. I'm going to name this world. I'm gonna name it. So what would be a good name? Something after one of our let's look at what our explorers are called. So this Sarah Daniels, yeah. Why didn't you science officer? Why didn't you have a science officer? Oh, it's because I'm looking at the fleet and I'm not looking at the thing. Akatar. I like Akatar. We'll call it Akatar. Tar. There we go. And now we have colonists, and that will be our first extrasolar colony. So Akatar, there we go. Currently 350,000 people are living and working on the planet. But because it is colony cost 2.0, we should be able to get quite a bit out of here. Now, something to consider, if we have a look at the mineral situation, A1 has access to a lot more minerals, so that'll be more worthwhile to send our mines here first. As I want higher accessibility for now, but we'll need to wait a little bit. I want to just establish a colony in the system first. So that'll be very important, of course. Slipway has been added. We're bringing more colonists back and forth. Mercury is still doing great for us, bringing all those mines. How much longer until we can get some one of our Cheshires? Cheshire will be done soon. I'm going to send that over to alpha-centauri immediately, I think, just because there's more easily colonizable worlds than either Mars, Mercury, or Luna. So that is what I will be doing. Pallades has unfortunately not. We have to reassign orders there. Let's move that immediately away. So we're going to go to Talseti, and you can just continue your surveillance of that. Freighters are now coming over here. We now have a proper economy being established on this world, though we are going to need some ground forces. So the question is, how much longer until we can get all of that stuff? Not that much longer. Once our mining's done, I'll reroute that to where we need it to be. You're going to Talseti, and then let's go exploring more. Okay. First Cheshire has been completed. Very, very good. Very, very happy about that. So which world do we want to terraform first? This is actually where I'm going to bring up Aurora electrons. Let's save first. I'm going to bring up Aurora electrons. Let's see any warnings. Naval admins, station command, that needs to get sorted out. Minerals. Yeah, minerals, habitability. Yeah, habitability. I just want alpha-centauri, so let's just remove those. Hide without minerals, so we have A1. So we need to terraform this world. We're going to need to set the oxygen to 0.1. And we're also going to need to add in 0.074 maximum atmospheres of Phrygian. Should take us about 17 years. So that's what we're going to do first. A1 is going to be the first world that we focus on colonization efforts because it is going to be the easiest. Let's grab our terraforming station. Let's track to that. We're going to head over to Alpha Centauri, go to this world, and we're going to make that a colony. And then we'll release tracted ships there, and then you're going to head back to Sol. Okay, good. Now that we have that sorted out for us, we should be good. Yeah, going forward there. I also need to now make sure that we have get our admin commands back up. So captains, I want naval admin commands, and I want someone who is good at production and also terraforming. Whoever is best at both of those. Well, looks like no one's best, but you'll work out for us. JSS2 has completed orders, so now we have access to Lumen. Lumen is basically just a dead system, last I checked. Yeah, it's practically just dead. So I'll have them move that to Tau Ceti, and we'll continue further exploration through that. Let's get to Lumen, fleets, grab this boy, hurl it over to Tau Ceti, then go to Sol and refuel, please. Thank you. Okay, we've discovered a system of ROS 128, nothing in it, not really something I'm too concerned about. Okay, how is this looking? How is our mineral situation looking as well, by the way? Depletion. We have plenty of thorium, corundium, gallicite. Gallicite is going to be a significant thing that we'll have to look out for, so that'll be on my mind. Tug group is coming in. We also have that other tug. I'm going to... Where the hell is that one? Lumen, Tau Ceti. Start your stabilization, please. So how is colonists going? They're going good. We can start bringing in mines if we wanted to, but for now I'm not really going to do that because I want to have the population just for military defense reasons and not for any other thing else. They got further colony ships coming in, and then we have completed orders orbiting alpha-centauri A2. Good. That now means that we have a Lagrange point. And if we have a Lagrange point, that means that we can pretty easily send stuff over to A1. Okay, so we just had Cheshire. Cheshire is now in orbit, so let's begin this. And I'm going to start by terraforming environment. So we have a annual terraform capacity of 0.0012. That is not very good. Not a very good capacity, but we'll hopefully be able to improve that. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add oxygen, and we're going to make sure that we go up to 0.1. So let's add that gas to the atmosphere immediately, and that'll bring the colony cost down to about 0.89. And then we can start adding in Phagesium to bring the temperature down. To Group Alpha has completed orders. Good. We'll keep the GSS on all that just because I don't really need to stabilize anything else. Colonization is going good. Yeah, I don't really see anything else that we need to do. We're just gonna wait for more of our stuff to get completed in terms of bringing in colonists, bringing in other things. And then we complete orders on the Cornwall. Let's start stabilizing the this side, and we'll stabilize that jump point right there. Very good. Okay, now yeah, we have Akhtar now being colonized here. We can obviously bring mines in, but I'm not too bothered, honestly. We complete research into mining production, 12 tons, very good. I'm going to put the rest now into getting ground forces sorted out for us here, because that's going to be important. I'm also thinking we're going to need to design some surface-to-orbit weapons, because I think they're very, very strong, and we also have access to carronades in decent amounts, so... Yeah. Okay, now I'm mining 12,500 tons worth of resources from this world, so we should deplete most of this in a few hundred years. Stockpile, and then we're just moving all of this off world. So yeah, that's looking good. Improved nuclear pulse engines have been completed. I'm going to put just 10 labs into this one, and I'm going to have our best guy, Kyle Davies, handle this. We're going to get you into gas-cooled fast reactor immediately, because that will be very, very important to us. And I'm going to assign the rest to getting us a better armor and weaponry, so we can start actually building a military navy, because that's going to be important. We're completing all our researches into various things. Let's get more construction and production on the way. Something I do want is going to keep getting that research on the way, because improving that any amount is just going to massively help with everything. Yeah, Complete research into fellows guardsmen. Completed composite armor. Nice. Now we can start looking at missile kinetics. I'm going to get this one. So we're going to get 12 centimeter railguns when we can. We also have access to 10 centimeter railguns at the moment, don't we? Let's see if we look. Yes, we have 10 centimeter railguns, which gives us. These are basically as good as they're gonna get anyway, so we could just build these. And that's really the question. What do I want? I mean, it would work out, right? I can make some corvettes that are just point defense system based, and we could use more. That's certainly a possibility. I think that is. I think that is definitely a possibility. So, like corvette size, what kind of corvettes are we going to be looking at here for that? We're looking at what, like 3,000 tons? Probably, yeah, 3,000 tons. So I'm going to actually continue to capacity upgrade this to 3,000. So we'll do 3,000 ton corvettes. I'm going to bring up the Aurora calculator real quick that Ice Ranger made. It's very, very nice. I'm going to put desired tonnage of 3,000. Let's get improved nuclear pulsar technology. We have engine boost of, I think, 1.75. I'm not too sure. What is our engine boost technology at? Yes, we have a 1.75 boost. Composite armor, max engine size 60. And I think we have 0.8 fuel efficiency. Fuel efficiency, last I checked. Yeah, last I checked, I think we do. Fuel efficiency. Where was it? Yeah, we do have that much. So let's bring it up again. Jump drive efficiency. Everything looks good here. Okay, so I want like corvettes. Really, like they shouldn't be on their own too much, but I do want them to be able to support the main fleet, which means they're going to need a decent amount of range. So let's give them 20 billion kilometers. What kind of speed do we want for these corvettes? I want these to be fast. They have decent point defense and capabilities, but I also don't want them to be over boosted. So let's go for 6,000. What would 6,000 kilometers a second get us? Nothing, apparently, because that's impossible. Though we can make this, but this would mean half the ship would literally be engines. So that's not really acceptable to me. What about 5,000? Okay. I think 33% is acceptable. So what, are we looking at like 4,800 kilometers per second? 4,800? 4,600. So what, are we looking at like 4,000? Yeah, we're looking at like 4,000 kilometers per second here. And I'm not really happy with that speed, to be honest. So I'm going to go with 5,000. So 5,000, 5,000, 10 billion kilometer range. Then I'm going to give it armor. Let's give it 3 plates of armor. That gives it fuel. And that gives us 1,400 tons left. Each railgun is 150 tons. So let's say we wanted 900 tons to go to that, and then the rest can go to armor. Okay, that could work out for us actually. So let's do that. What is this engine? 360,000 liters. Total engine HS 18.75. I think 5,000 kilometers per second for improved nuclear pulse is a pretty respectable speed, to be honest. So what is the optimal engine size? 18.75. There we go. And then what is the optimal? 1.6. Let's go for a 1.6. Give us an engine power of 300. And we'll just prototype this before we name it. Then let's get our railguns. This will recharge every 3. For 10 centimeter. This will be for point defense, really, so I don't need the max range at all. I just want for defensive reasons. Then we're going to need a power plant, but I'll design that in the actual ship design process. So let's actually get a corvette. So this is going to be a corvette. There we go. And I'm going to name these after, I think, what should I name it after? After planets? No, that's too grand. After systems? Nope. After people, installations. Let's name these after commanders. I think that'll work best. So let's have a look. a Sobel Harrison Bradley class Corvette. That works fine for me. I'm gonna name it after one of our guys. I'm not great with names, but Bradley class Corvette. There we go. Let's get our engine in there. So prototyped. There we go. We're going to go for a 6-month deployment time. So these are going to be mainly system defense corvettes, but they can also be called upon in times of war for assistance in the local area or whatever, and they can provide some point defense capabilities. The main point is going to be to escort our vessels, so much larger vessels that need that. So we may increase the deployment time. How much extra tonnage do we get for that? Maybe about 20 tons. So we'll do 12 months. It can be away from port for about a year before it needs to come home. Now we're going to add in our railguns. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is 600 tons, 700. Okay, so that gives us 6 railguns at 10 centimeters. That means that we are generating a total of 18 power. So we're going to need to, power that. So let's have a look at 1.52. Yeah, this is going to be very, very hungry. In terms of actual power. So that's 140 tons to the pebble bed reactor. That is quite significant. We'll come back to that in a little bit. Yeah, so now we need to design our fire control and stuff like that. Fire control isn't doing too good at the moment. But we can reduce the range because we don't want to really reduce the range, do we? We'll go 96 and then we'll do 2 times tracking. 2.5 times, which gives us 5,000 kilometers, 125 tons. So we'll go with that design. Let's have a look. Beam fire control, 96. We still need to get better tracking speed tech, but that gives us a 90% hit chance at close range, so I'm pretty happy with that overall. In terms of armor, we can add in 3 pieces of armor, but then we need a power reactor, and then we also need to add in we need a reactor, and then we also need active sensor capabilities. So active sensors. We're going to need some kind of anti-missile sensor, so I'm just going to put on a very small 50-ton anti-missile sensor. Do we even need that? 0.5 ton? That'll be 300,000 kilometers or smaller. Like, we don't really need them to detect that far out. We can have a scout frigate for that kind of thing, so not really. Let's just get this Corvette sorted out. So, prototype that. Don't want to put passives on it. There's really no point. Like, I don't want to put passives on this Corvette. That's just wasted tonnage to me. Then we need our reactor. So, that'll give us 50 tons. So, I think we're going to have to do 5. Just because I want to be able to afford everything else. So, we're going to go 5 railguns. Yeah, 5 railguns for point defense reasons. That means that it'll shoot 20 railgun shots every 5 seconds for point defense reasons. These are going to be fairly cheap as well, which I'm pretty happy about. And then I'm going to make... So this will be like... I'm going to actually reclassify this, because I do want to make some other corvettes once we get some better weapons. So this will be a escort corvette. Which is kind of weird to say because, I mean, Corvettes, that's still kind of the point. Yeah, we'll just call it Corvette and then we'll name the next thing like Attack Corvette or whatever the hell we really want to call that. So now we're going to need to get our power plant. So we'll look. Yeah, power plant. We're going to need like a size 2. Size 2.35? 2.4. That's not enough either. We'll need 4.5. There we go. Prototype. So it takes up a lot of tonnage, a lot of tonnage we're getting from that power plant. So add in the power plant. There we go. And then we can add in the active sensors. There we go. And then we need to add in some extra fuel. So boom, and then boom. And then we can just add fuel with the rest of what we have. Wait, can we actually repair our ship? No, we can't. Yeah, that's an issue. So I'm actually going to add in some maintenance storage bays. Some maintenance storage. We need some small ones. I'll add 100, and then we can remove some of this fuel and then add in some extra fuel here, and that will give us exactly what we want. So let's have a look at this design. So we're going to 5,001 kilometers per second, 3,000 tons, 2.51 year maintenance life, deployment time of 12 months, 11 billion kilometer range, a single 300 EP drive, 5 10-centimeter railguns, tracking speed at 5,000 kilometers. And if we have a look at components, 31% is the engine, 11.6% is the composite armor, 25% of the ship is railguns, and then various other parts are there. Overall, it's a pretty good defensive ship. I mean, it can't really shoot back at like opposing forces. As in, it can't really shoot back at all, like against enemy ships. But it can protect our like if we got carriers or our missile frigates or stuff like that, and it can also provide protection to worlds and stuff. As a corvette, so it's also got pretty decent armor considering all 3 layers of armor for a corvette is not something to sniff around about. That's 11.6% of the ship is in armor. So that is definitely nothing to sniff around. Anyway, I think that's where we're going to leave the episode off here. We'll come back to this design. We'll come back to a few of the designs that I'll be thinking about in the future soon. But yeah, we've hit the 41-minute mark, and it's time to end the video. This is going to be one of the longest videos I've done. I hope you have enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next time. It's been a blast.